What would a war with China over Taiwan look like exactly? They're actually contemplating that quite a bit lately.
Yes, they are.
And military analysts are writing about it. And the unofficial what-if game is being conducted on the 5th floor of an office building not far from the White House. And it posits a U.S. military response to a Chinese invasion in 2026. Even though the participants bring an American perspective, they're finding that a U.S.-Taiwan victory, if there is one, could come at a huge cost. You think?
Plus,
like, who didn't see that?
2026?
Yeah.
It's a good thing they brainstormed and got together for this.
If we're going to do it, let's do it.
Well, and it could happen way before that.
Do it.
Yeah, apparently these return of the lockdowns there in China provided cover, or not cover, but made it a lot easier to move military equipment around and more toward Taiwan. So
really?
I think you're right. I don't think 2026 is accurate.
Oh, no way. 2026, that's... We could be done by 2026.
Now, Mark Kansian, a senior advisor at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, where the war games are being held,
love Mark.
Said this. You'll love these words from him. Then. He said the results are showing that under most, though not all scenarios, Taiwan can repel an invasion. However, the cost will be very high to the Taiwanese infrastructure and economy and to U.S. forces in the Pacific. In sessions that will run through September, retired U.S. generals and Navy officers and former Pentagon officials hunch like chess players over tabletops, along with analysts from the CSIS think tank. They move forces depicted as blue and red boxes and small wooden squares over the Western Pacific and Taiwan maps.
Yeah, I've played Risk before. What are they talking?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. The not necessarily so assumption used in most of the scenarios, China invades Taiwan to force unification with the self-governed island, and the U.S. decides to intervene heavily with its military.
Well, we're supposed to.
Yeah, I guess. They don't see nuclear weapons being used here, which is good because, that would be kind of bad, I think. I think that would be suboptimal.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
What if it was just a pinpoint hit?
No.
Just a couple
still
tactical...
suboptimal, really.
Right, whatever.
Yeah. But we've got officials who are trying to relieve the tension because Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan, but it was no big deal because, after all, here's what she has to say about China.
We still support the one China policy. We go there to acknowledge.
Which means Taiwan doesn't exist. It's just part of China. Yeah, we support that. Mm-hmm. Huh, that's weird. Since we're bound by a treaty to defend them.
That's what What's-His-Face was saying last week too, right? The spokesperson.
Yeah.
Kirby.
Yeah. Right. And Biden said it months ago. But here's what she had to say.
We still support the one China policy. We go there to acknowledge the status quo is what our policy is. There was nothing disruptive about that. It was only about saying China is one of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me. That's from Freedom House.
What?
Let's talk
Freedom
about
House.
democracy.
Yeah. Sure.
Courageous people.
You caught that
right. It's just, I don't know why it is.
She doesn't know why.
Except there's some commercial interests who would like to diminish the relationship.
That is unbelievable. China is one of the freest societies in the world.
Nancy didn't say that. That
No,
comes
it's
from
a Freedom
House.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the...
It's
a nonprofit. Well, I'm going to tell you. It's a nonprofit, majority U.S. government funded, of course. What isn't? Organization in Washington, D.C.
Left wing, I'm guessing.
Well, why would you think that? Because it conducts research and advocacy on democracy.
On democracy. Okay, good.
Political reform.
Okay.
And human rights.
Oh,
perfect.
That's,
Freedom House was founded
to me.
in October of 1941.
Uh-huh.
Wendell Willkie, former presidential hopeful, and Eleanor Roosevelt, you've heard of her.
I have.
Served as its first honorary chairpersons.
Wow.
So I'm sure that...
And quoted now by Nancy Pelosi.
is...
That's great. Jeez.
That is awesome. I will say I didn't realize that China was one of the freest countries in the world.
You
Well,
did
that's
realize?
what-
I did not.
You
That's-
did not.
That's why you listen to this program.
Well, how stupid are you if you didn't know that? Everybody knows that.
I mean, I love China.
China? I mean, when
I-
you think freedom, doesn't China come immediately to mind?
To me, it didn't. That's why I was
Really?
saying I didn't realize
Weird.
that.
See,
Jeffy.
I'll say
I mean, I used to dig holes on the beach
Thank
just
you.
Oh,
like
yeah, trying to
Nancy.
get
that's
there.
exactly
I used to
right.
do that too, but I didn't realize. You know,
So in other
sorry.
words, you have, like the rest of Americans, right, felt a connection to China through digging
Always.
into the beach, into
Always.
the sand, right? And also because, just like America, they're a free nation.
My connection comes from orange chicken. I love it.
I do
And
lo-
it connects me to
I will
China
say-
like crazy.
I will say,
I love it.
I'm there with you on that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
See, I'm,
China's not an enemy.
I'm more of the shrimp fried rice connection guy.
Okay. Well, that's not bad either. I don't mind that.
Those are the
Some
other-
sweet and sour.
Yep.
Maybe some orange beef too. Orange beef and orange chicken. I love them both. I really do.
But we've-
And
obviously
so I
we've-
have that deep
Deep.
connection, that deep tie since my childhood, really.
Wow.
Because you can imagine the Chinese food is great in Helena.
I just want to
On
ask
the mean
you.
streets,
Oh, man.
Yeah. When you think Chinese
Oh.
food in America,
Oh, you're-
you think Helena, Montana,
It's
right?
the capital of Chinese food in America.
I used to.
It is, yeah.
I used to love Charlie Chan detective shows.
Did you?
Yeah, Charlie Chan.
Well,
I
then
loved
you're
the
super
TV show
connected
Charlie
as
Chan.
well.
Okay.
I think the connections we're talking about are stronger than digging your way to China.
Good point.
That's the connection you feel because your parents told you if you keep digging, you'll
All
wind
the
up
way
in
to
China.
China.
Oh my goodness. Speaker of the House.
Dumb. I mean, the dumbest people on the planet are running our government right now. It's fantastic.